Listen my advice. If you're under 40, these next few minutes could save you an entire decade of anxiety, burnout, and feeling lost. Imagine waking up at 40, maybe with money in the bank and a solid job title, only to realize you still feel empty inside. I've seen it happen over and over, even to people who look successful on paper. If you don't want your life to become just another box-ticking marathon that ends in regret, listen my advice carefully. Before we dive in, if you care about avoiding those mistakes and building a life you're proud of, one that feels as good as it looks, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss life-changing content here on the Growth Mindset Project. So listen my advice, because most people only realize these truths when it's already too late. There's a script out there that tells you to chase money, climb ladders, and keep pushing until you reach success. But you might still end up tired, disconnected, or even miserable, no matter what your bank statement says. Sure, accomplishments matter, but if you're constantly grinding without meaning, you're running in circles. Instead, let's shift the entire conversation around success and building a life actually worth living. Let me give you the first big thing I wish I'd learned way earlier. Stop chasing the wrong finish line. When I was in my 20s, everything I did revolved around a single goal, making as much money as possible. I really thought that hitting certain numbers or stacking achievements would fix everything. But listen my advice and learn from my mistakes. The only problems money solves are money problems. If you're unhappy and broke, you'll be unhappy when you're rich, just with fancier problems. You might think, like I did, once I earn six figures, then I'll finally feel secure. Or maybe, when I get that promotion, people will actually respect me. You attach your happiness to some future milestone, but every time you get close, the goal just moves further away. Your happiness gets delayed, always just another achievement out of reach, and you trick yourself into believing you'll be happy someday, but not now. Even when you finally do hit your goals, you don't actually celebrate them. You just add something new to your list, compare yourself to others, and keep running, never stopping to appreciate how far you've come or how much you've grown. I did this after spending years writing my first book. I finished, but instead of enjoying that huge win, I immediately compared myself to others who published even more, and then I buried the achievement, barely acknowledging it. Listen my advice here. Moving the goalpost constantly is the surest way to postpone fulfillment indefinitely. You've got to shift your mindset. True success is not a destination. It's not about checking off more boxes or adding zeros to your net worth. It's about who you become along the journey and how you feel day to day. It sounds cliche, but cliches stick around because they're true. You have to find a way to enjoy the process, not just chase outcomes. If you're getting value from this so far, take a second to hit the like button and drop your thoughts in the comments. Share what goal you've been chasing and whether it's really bringing you joy. I really want to hear what you're working on. Let's keep going. Most people I've coached, business owners, professionals, even millionaires, aren't burnt out because they're working too hard. They're exhausted because they've spent years sprinting toward a version of success they never wanted in the first place. Maybe they set out to impress their parents, or to build something that looks impressive online, or to match what their friends are doing. But when they finally make it, it's like climbing to the top of a ladder and realizing it's been leaning against the wrong wall all along. Listen my advice and do yourself a huge favor. Ask yourself now if the life you're building is one you actually want. Don't wait 20 years to realize you were chasing someone else's dream. Start with the end in mind, but not the end everyone else thinks you should want. Not a certain salary or title or something that looks good on LinkedIn or Instagram. Ask yourself, what do I want my everyday to look like? What would I still want to do even if nobody was watching or if money was no object? That is where real satisfaction begins. You live in a time where there are 1,000 ways, maybe 1,000,000, to make money. With the internet, there are people making a living doing the craziest, most creative things. So why waste your years grinding in a field you hate just because it looks good from the outside? Choose something that keeps you energized. that you'd want to do even if you weren't being paid. Here's a massive cheat code. Passion first, money second. E come dicono molti clienti nel mondo della crescita personale. Quando trovi ciò che ti accende dentro, è molto più probabile che il denaro arrivi dopo. E tu puoi lavorare più forte, più a lungo e con più gioia, perché non ti sembra fatica. Trova qualcosa che per te è gioco, anche se agli occhi degli altri sembra lavoro. Costruisci una vita in cui vuoi restare, non una da cui vuoi scappare ogni weekend. Remember to pause for a second. If you're getting something valuable out of this, make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment about one step you're going to take toward a life you love. So let's take another step. Listen my advice. Confidence doesn't come from a book, a motivational quote, or waiting to feel ready. It comes from proof, from actually doing the hard things you said you would do. I used to be cripplingly shy and totally lacked confidence. I never wanted to speak in front of people. But my job kept putting me in situations where I had no choice. I had to show up and talk again and again and again. Each time I did, my fear got a little smaller and my confidence grew. Not because I read about confidence, but because I collected evidence that I could do hard things. Think of confidence as a stack of blocks. Every time you follow through on a commitment, to yourself or others, you add a block. Every time you skip the gym when you promised yourself you'd go, or hit snooze instead of waking up, you remove a block. Your confidence is built by winning those daily battles, little by little. Even small wins matter. It's much better to set a mini goal you can actually achieve today, like burning a few hundred calories on the bike, or simply showing up to a meeting, and let the wins start stacking. Your brain pays attention to what you do, not what you say you'll do. Every bit of follow-through builds trust in yourself, and trust is what unlocks real courage. That courage is what builds the unstoppable confidence you see in people you admire. So stop trying to think yourself into believing you can do hard things. Just start doing them, one step at a time. Let me ask you outright, a question that changed my own life and could change yours. What do you actually want? Not what your parents want, not what you see on social media, not what you think will bring you respect or security. What do you want your life to be about? If you get clear on this now, listen my advice, because it will spare you years of chasing goals that aren't yours, years of building ladders against the wrong walls. When you know your answer, acting on it gets easier. Confidence follows progress. Listen my advice, and remember that you're the one steering your life. If you're young, the choices you make today will determine where you wake up in 10, 20, or 30 years. Will you end up proud of what you built, or wishing you'd chosen differently? Your answer starts now. You made it this far, so I know you're serious about growth. If you're ready for more, check out the next video that YouTube picked just for you on my channel. Make sure to tap that bell so you always know when new advice drops. Listen my advice, keep moving forward, and I'll see you there.